This may be Steven Dorff's best performance since those e-cigs commercials. Speaking about e-cigs, congratulations for him because he smokes a lot in this movie and it is not good for you. I'm the martial arts film freak. Have you seen the Blade Trilogy?
And one will try to stop him dead.
There are worse things out tonight than vampires.
Like what?
Wesley Snipes.
Not know who you are messing with!
Vampires were searching for the final solution.
The original vampire, they found him. He was born perfect. This guy has never had to evolve.
The first Blade movie stars Wesley Snipes, Chris Christopherson, and Boucher Wright. You can understand why I had to look at that. And a lot of other actors, including Steven Dorff. A-lister Steven Dorff. I actually don't know if that was ever a thing, A-lister Steven Dorff. This movie was also directed by Stephen Norrington. Oh. So I'm going to go through this really fast so I can talk about all the movies in a not super long video, okay? Right? Here we go. Blade is a half-breed human and vampire, meaning he has all the powers of a vampire, but he can also go out during the day. His one mission is to destroy all vampires and rid them from the world, with his trusty sidekick, Whistler. When it comes to rated R superhero movies, there's Logan, Deadpool, Watchmen, Kick-Ass, but Blade started it all back in 1998, I think. And like most of those movies, this one just lets you know right off the bat that it's rated R. It opens with a blood-filled 90s electronic rave, and of course there's a guy in the corner, just getting a blowjob. Because rated R. I do believe that this movie has a better use of the word fuck than Logan and Deadpool. I apologize to any family members that are watching this. At the hospital, when the cops just start shooting at Blade and not the charred vampire running away, Blade turns around and says, "Freeze!
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?"
Ha! You tell him, Blade, you quippy but sometimes dark and brooding son of a bitch. If this movie taught me one thing, it is that it is hard to decipher who is good and who is evil when everyone is wearing black leather. That's right, I said it in Matrix Revolutions. Why you gotta wear so much black leather? Morpheus looks awesome and he's in a purple button-up. At one point, Blade uses a gel explosive that looks a lot like this gel explosive.
I've killed plenty of guys in my time. Oh.
At one point, I thought I saw Philip Rhee from Best of the Best, I'm pretty sure Best of the Best, as a dang vampire henchman. Turned out it wasn't Philip Rhee, it was Simon Rhee. Still a win. The CG in this movie, from blood to fire, does not hold up. At one point, Blade puts a dude's face up against a moving train, and to that, all I really have to say is, I see ya, Spider-Man 3! The fights in this movie are fun. They're not great, they're just fun. They're not choreographed super well. The camera doesn't even go around that well. The sound effects are terrible, and sadly the worst of the worst fight scenes in this movie is the final fight with Steven Dorff, which makes sense because I guess Steven Dorff probably did all of his own stunts. Wesley Snipes can fight. Steven Dorff can't. This fight scene has the exact same problem as Phantom Menace, only worse. In both movies there is constant swinging at air and weapons, but in this movie it's worse. While Phantom Menace had a little bit of variety, Blade just did this for 30 seconds. Okay, it wasn't actually 30 seconds, but when watching the movie, it felt like a very long time. Who's responsible for this? In the end, though, because it's a pretty fun movie, I'm going to give it a 3.8 severed limbs out of 5. That sounds like gimmick infringement to me. You better get on that, Star Wars. Blade 2 was directed by Guillermo del Toro. Topical! And stars Wesley Snipes again, Chris Christopherson again, pretty sure he died in the first one, though, Norman Reedus, Ron Perlman, Donnie Yen, and I think Luke Goss was the villain. I don't know why, but that's weird to me. That's weird. This time around, there are new and evolved vampires called Reapers, I think. And this time Blade has to team up with the normal vampires just so they can wipe out this new breed. Pretty safe to say, he gets along with some of them, and not with most of them. Among these vampires is Ron Perlman. Bald badass Ron Perlman. Probably, solidifying his amazing relationship with Guillermo del Toro. Donnie Yen, who gets one moment to shine, where he doesn't really do that much. You can say he probably handles himself the best against the Reapers, better than everyone else in the group, but he's so insignificant that I don't know when he dies, how he dies, or if he even dies. And then a bunch of faces. I don't know who they are. None of them really do anything. Oh, one of them's that guy who's in all the late 90s, early 2000s cliche action movies. That guy. You know the one I'm talking about. Honestly, it's just the guy from a couple of Fast and Furious movies that, like, every time I see him in an action movie, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. The action in this movie got a major upgrade. The choreography is way better. The camera is way better. The swordplay is way better. This movie does fall into a Matrix Reloaded trap, and that trap is rubber CGI characters. I don't know which movie did it first, but you gotta imagine one of them saw the other and was like, this is not gonna work. All of the characters in this movie are actually a lot of fun. They're really good characters. All of them work really well together, from Perlman to Reedus. By the way, every time I typed in Reedus to my phone tried to correct it to Reese's, which is hilarious. I'm just picturing like Daryl from The Walking Dead just like handing everybody candy. People are shocked that Norman Reedus is in this movie, but like it's not like he was famous Norman Reedus at this point, he wasn't even in Boondock Saints at this point. I don't think. When did Boondock Saints came out? I'm not looking it up. They definitely had more freedom with the choreography, especially in the fight scene at the beginning and the fight scene with the guards. Yes, that was awesome. There is so much techno during the fight scenes in both of these movies that I don't know if I want to make a Matrix joke or a Mortal Kombat joke. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, I don't know who loves sunglasses more, Blade or Johnny Cage.
Hey, kid. Those are $500 sunglasses, asshole.
One thing that gets a little bit annoying in both of these movies is that, vampires ash. They ash when you hit them with a spike, when you get them with silver or garlic or whatever, but not all of them ash at the same time. Some of them, they ash instantly, and in others, they only ash, like, when it's after a cool stunt, depending on what's happening. I'd like some consistency. That being said, the way that Ron Perlman ashes is pretty fucking cool. So in the end, I think I'm going to give this movie about 4.2 wasted Donnie Yens out of 5. I really enjoyed this one. The story is really nice. The characters are all awesome. The fight scenes are freaking great. I gotta say, they're great. They're fucking great. I apologize. I don't know what that was. But she will never come back. So what do you all think? What's your favorite Blade movie? Do you enjoy Wesley Snipes' Blade? What would you have done if they made that Wesley Snipes Black Panther movie?
Dude, what are you doing? You gotta finish it. You gotta talk about Blade Trinity, man. It's a trilogy. You can't just stop right now. Finish it, man. Finish it. Fucking
It sucks. No further questions. Blade Trinity sucks. I don't want to talk about it. Ryan Reynolds doesn't make it better. Jessica Biel doesn't make it better. Nothing makes it better. It all fucking sucks. Prison Break doesn't make it better. Blade Trinity sucks, people. So what's your favorite Blade movie? Because it's not Blade Trinity. It's one or two. What's your favorite Blade fight scene? Do you like Wesley Snipes? I did. And then he disappeared because, tax evasion. If the man's good at one thing, it's delivery. Because he's got great comic timing. He really does. If there's one thing he's not good at, it's paying his taxes. Are you excited for Black Panther? Have you seen it yet? Probably not, because I'm recording this on a Tuesday. The Tuesday before Black Panther comes out. At least in America. Thank you all for watching. What are you doing for Valentine's Day? It's the week of Valentine's Day. I made my girlfriend homemade treats. I made her Oreo balls, chocolate-covered strawberries, and chocolate-covered pretzels. I'm kinda sweet sometimes. Thank you all for watching, and have a good day.